Hi, this is CBW, also known as Conservative Black Woman, and some of you know me as Robin. And the name of this video is CBW's Take on Racism. So here it is. Racism exists. That's it. Racism exists. So does sexism, so does ageism, so does Islamophobia, so does hatred against Christians, so does hatred of people with small feet. I mean, you know, we live in a fallen world. We are sinful people. We are fallen man, and we all harbor preconceived notions about people who are different from us in some way or another. That's not to diminish the negative effects of racism and how it has negatively affected blacks throughout history. I'm not in any way negating that, denying that. What I am saying is that in 2011, you will find racism if you chase after it and look under every rock. But it's your choice to be hindered by it. And I maintain that the constant harping, pointing out, dwelling on it is not good for your soul. And most importantly, it's not good for our children, the people that are coming after us. I want too much lipstick. It's not good for our children. If they constantly hear us or hear radio personalities and movie stars talk about racism and how awful it is, then it's discouraging. And so I just think that we are sort of diminishing the severity of it by constantly crying racism for every little thing. I mean, we're strong. We're supposed to be strong black people. So why are we acting like little pussy wimps, always crying about racism, always whining about white people love? Like, why do you feel like you need white people love or approval? Why? I don't get it. I take a lot of heat on my blog. I'm called lots of names, and that's fine. I'm accused, though, of a lot of things that aren't true. People think that because I'm honest about the pathology that exists within the black community, that that I hate myself, or that I hate black people, or that that I lick the boots of white people. Some seem to be under the mistaken impression that I have white backing. I don't. I'm honest about what happens in the black community, if there is such a thing, or I'm honest about what happens with black people, black women, black children, black babies, black men, because I think it's disingenuous to sweep it under the carpet and to pretend that it doesn't exist. It's dishonest. It's intellectually dishonest. It's it's a lack of integrity. We're at the bottom of every demographic, and some people say it's because of racism, and I say some of it is because of racism, but some of it and most of it and the lion's share of it is because of decisions and choices that we make ourselves. I'll use myself as an example. I have met with failures in my life. I'm by no means the person sitting here at 46 years old, the person that I thought I would be sitting here when I was 20 years old. I haven't accomplished what I thought I would accomplish. I don't have as much money as I thought I would have. And I don't have the job I thought I would have, the position, the title, the prestige, the power. But I don't blame racism for any of that, because I know it was me. I know it was choices that I made. Some of it was being young and making bad choices. Some of it was being old and making bad choices. Some of it was the men that I chose to associate with for too long. So my problems don't have a daggone thing to do with some white man somewhere. Um, and the name of my blog is Conservative Black Woman. I blog for my daughter, my black daughter. I blog for I archive my thoughts for her because she's mine and I love her and I would not give her bad counsel. And so yes, my views are controversial, but really not, because everything that I say on my blog, um, most black people say at their kitchen table in private or on their sofas or wherever, they have those private conversations. But because my blog is published and isn't private, I take the heat for it, and that's fine. But the point that I'm trying to make is that when I'm blogging or when I'm talking about the issues that are facing the black community, my standard is never what white people do. And to be accused of self-hatred because my standard is, let me see how I can put this. It's ironic that I am accused of hating myself because I tell the truth about black people when I make a statement to somebody who's accustomed to sweeping the pathology under the rug, if you will, then they say, white people do it too. Okay, so that makes it okay for us to do it? I mean, it's silly. It's like, the Bible is supposed to be the straight, the rod of truth. But to racism chasers, white people is their standard or their rod of truth. Yet they call me a self-hater. So I just thought that was ironic. But anyway, here's the point. I'm going to settle it up. Racism exists. If you consider racism in every decision you make, in every action you make, in every place you choose to live or work, then you are hindering yourself. And you're bastardizing the struggle. I say that black folks always crying racism now are bastardizing the struggle that our grandfathers had. I mean, think about it. I was born in 1964, and somebody really wants to talk to me. I was born in 1964. My grandparents were married. My parents were married. I grew up with my friends, no single parent homes. Hold on. In that day and age, when things were supposed to be so racist, the 70s, my parents owned a home, a couple of homes. We went on vacation every year. We had cars. They put me through private school every year of my life. Yet, I went to college. I just don't see how racism was that much of a factor. Yeah, my father would always say, he would talk about it, and you can't be black without hearing about racism, but it was something different about them. I think racism was actually more real for them because it was more overt, more open. But yeah, they didn't, there weren't as many people on welfare. And God, I hate saying that because I hate making it seem, I sound like a white conservative now saying that all blacks are on welfare, but I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is there weren't as many broken homes when racism was and racism was rampant then. So I think the point is, the problem is not racism. The problem is moral degeneration. We bought into the free love. We are contributing to the decline of the black family because we don't value marriage. I guess because women are making more money, I guess they feel like they don't need a man. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have the answers. I'm just saying that racism is not the cause of all of your ills. And if you keep thinking that they are, then you are deceiving yourself. And if you're speaking that in the presence of children, then they're going to use that as an excuse not to be excellent in their endeavors and to probably not try to reach the highest heights in spite of Barack Obama. That's going to be another video. But, just lay off the racism. Yes, it exists. So what? So what? If you go for a job and you don't get it and a white guy gets it, it may not be racism. It may be he was better qualified. It may be that he might have worked out in that office culture better. Case in point, today, a white guy came into our office for an interview, and he was not hired. He was dismissed. Like, they knew when he walked in, they weren't going to hire him, and he was white as you could get. They weren't going to hire him because of the way he was dressed. He wasn't going to fit into the office culture. We could tell. You could tell. I mean, it's not politically correct to say that you just sometimes don't hire people because you don't like them, but that's the truth, and people need to be truthful, and black folks need to stop. Oh yeah, I was going here. I was saying that people get mad at me because they say I'm hard on black people. Pardon me, because I don't like myself. No. I love myself, and I love my daughter, and she's black. And I love my mama and all my black family and all my black friends. I do. It's not a matter of hating myself. There's no self-hatred in nothing that I hate about myself. I don't compare myself to white people. I don't feel like I need white people love. What's hindered me in my life is not the lack of white people love. It's the lack of, and this is probably a story for another day, but it's a lack of husband love, of baby daddy love. That's what's hindered me, truth be told. And I think that's the story for a whole bunch of other black women. And to hear all this, sister this, and you my queen, and I'm strong black woman, all that crap is just so stupid and silly, because it's not walked out. It's not evident in our families and in our homes. So, well, and I'm speaking generally. I'm sure that there are some black men that treat their woman like a queen. I'm sure there may even be more black men that do than don't. But that rhetoric is tired, and it's unproductive, and it's disingenuous, in my opinion. So anyway, that's my take on racism and racism chasing, and talk to you another time about something else later.